Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing, I have no idea because I haven't vlogged in a whole month. That's the video. See ya. Today I am going to be talking about my life and what I'm doing. So I am now done with my freshman year of college and I'm going to be answering some questions about college that you guys might want to know when you're starting your freshman year. So even though I went to a community college and there are people among all ages on the campus, you still find friends. However, it's not like you have a dorm, but you still get to have the opportunities that people at regular colleges have. When you start your first year of college, you're gonna be in classes with people of all ages and you're gonna be like, why are there so many people here that are not my age? It's gonna be fine because there are people who go back to college to get their GED and such like that. And even though they're not your age, you know, they're still nice people. Well, some of them. There is going to be a lot of kids around your age that are going to be at your school, even though there are people of other ages. The good part about that is that there are sports that you can play with kids your age, and there are also people there who are maybe in their 30s going back to school to get their GED and such like that. So a typical day in community college is you drive to your campus, right? You go to class, you sit there, you do whatever the professor teaches you, everything like that. And then the good part about that is that you don't have to leave right away. You don't have to go back to your dorm, whatever. It's exactly like a regular college, except you can go to the library and study. You can even go get food. It's literally like a regular college, except you just don't have a dorm. Usually in your first year, you are going to be bombarded with a lot of homework, which is what happened to me. And while you are getting bombarded with homework, you are also required to keep up your GPA and study and, you know, have time for your friends and do all such, even maybe keep a job if you have one. And socially, you do have friends, you could have friends, but at the same time, you know, at a community college, you're having the college here and there's towns around it. So you never really know where your friends are from until you actually hang out with them. Now, when you start at a community college, you are required to either have undecided or a major. Now, I chose environmental science as my major, which means I'm gonna be studying all branches of math and science. And if you are undecided, you can still possibly take classes that you want to maybe explore, or you can even just go right into a major. It doesn't really matter. Now, when you first start your first year, there are classes that you are required to take. Your first semester you have to take an English, math, and reading class, which was my school. I don't know about your school, but it's something along those lines. And then you can either maybe take a psych class or an art class with that if you'd like. The most classes at my school that you can take are 5. Some other schools you can do 6, some schools do 3, I'm not really sure, or 4, something like that. Now, for questions about your professors, there are some that are very, very strict, and there are also some that are just very open and nice. Last semester, my reading professor was so sweet. Sometimes professors will require you to go to other places to study or even just do extra work. Sometimes, very rarely, they will give you extra credit, but you will also have on-campus tutoring available, and you can even study with your friends in the library. You know, it's all everything that you want to do. You can show up, or you can even just go home. Whatever you want. It's not like you have to be stuck in a classroom and then just like stay on campus, you know? Like, you are able to go home, which is kind of a benefit for community college, because at a regular college, you're staying in your dorm, you don't see your family as often unless your college is near your house. But mine was, so that's kind of a benefit for community college, even though I just said that twice now, and you know, I just kind of repeated myself. Question about studying abroad is that there are study abroad options. However, they are kind of limited as to regular colleges. My college did have Australia, Germany, England, Switzerland, and I think it was France. Yeah. So we had those 5. Because of the virus, all studying abroad things were canceled this year, so I wasn't gonna go studying abroad, but I know some friends that were, and they were really excited, and now that it's canceled, everything is just kind of a bummer for everybody. But yes, studying abroad options are available in community college. Okay, so another question is about how students are at community college. There are some people who are very friendly, and there are some people who kind of just want to keep to themselves. You will find friends at your school. If you don't, that's still okay, because you know what you gotta do to be successful. So another question that I got is about the clubs on campus. Now, there are a huge range of clubs on the campus, and if you want to join a club, you can. it's literally free. And if you join a club, from experience, I know that you will make tons of friends who have similar majors. Like, let's say, for example, I am an environmental science major, and I went into the environmental club, and I met so many people that also are environmental science majors or any typical science major, and we all instantly clicked, and we were like, oh my god, why weren't we friends before this, you know? And now I have a huge group of friends that love the same stuff, and we're always talking about the same things that we love. So that's definitely one of the benefits that you can get from joining a club in community college. Alright, so this question kind of is a question that varies from different answers. Now, the classrooms at community college, there are classrooms that can go from about 20 kids to maybe 50. It depends on what major you're studying, what class you're taking. Now, if you, let's say you're in a math class, those are usually the biggest classes because math is like something that can be done in big groups. Whereas a English class, you're reading a book on your own, so as English classes, you're usually reading a book on your own, which means that you're usually going to be in a smaller classroom. The next question is, are your classes lecture-based or discussion-based? Now, there are classes that are lecture-based. Usually those classes are the bigger classes. Now, the discussion-based are usually the English classes because they're smaller and you have a group of people that are reading the same book. But, you know, it'll usually depend. I personally don't know if there are bigger English classes, more than like 20, because I've had English classes that have small groups, so I'm not really sure about that. But I do know that the English classes will probably be about 20 kids, so maybe it will be discussion based, but other than that, you never know. Next question, what was your favorite class? My favorite class, let me tell you a little story about my favorite class. So last semester I took a environmental studies class, which was the first class which is like required for my major. And in this class we didn't do like your typical high school bio whatever. You're literally going into discussion about every single topic that an environmental major needs to discuss. Now, what I mean by that is you need to first learn where the study of environmental science came from, which basically we started at the environmental, which basically means that you start from the beginning of the environmental study. So my environmental studies class, we basically went into a little study about where environmental science came from, and then throughout the semester we talked about every single protection act that there was and people that influenced it and blah blah blah, you know. It's kind of like when you're in a high school class and you learn like people who did this, this, and this to do this, you know, it's kind of like that. But that class definitely influenced me to want to study my major more and learn more in depth about what my major is really about. So in community college, there is no dorms, so the weekends are kind of up to you. You're at your house and you can usually go out with your friends or study or do homework. I don't know, it's up to you. Usually people are working. I've come to realize that a lot of people have jobs in community college, which means that you're typically either with your friends or working. But what I would do on my weekends is I would definitely study, even though my grades are really not that good, but I passed, okay? I passed. Okay, so back to the club question. The clubs that are really popular is the ones for volunteer work and the ones for animal protection and the science ones. And I know that the math club is really popular, even though I never really joined it because I suck at math. So one of the biggest questions I've got is about sports. Now, sports in community college is kind of like, it's like normal college teams, except you're just at a community college. It's literally the same. Except my college did not have a football team or a lacrosse team, which sucks. I know football is so popular and I'm still so shocked that my school didn't have a football team. And the next question is, do employers recruit students on campus? There are jobs on campus, yeah. But some of the colleges that are community colleges require you to have financial aid in order to get a job on campus. Now, I didn't have financial aid, so I could not apply for a job on campus. So unfortunately, no, there are jobs that you have to have financial aid to get. Okay, I forget if I talked about this, but the on-campus tutoring. At my school, they were free as long as you attended a class that was required to have that tutoring. But yes, my school did have a math tutoring, reading, and writing tutoring center. But yes, tutoring is available as long as you show up. Another question is, what majors are popular? A lot of science, business, and math majors are popular. And I've seen a few people have history majors, but I only knew one person that did. And yeah, business is definitely on the top list, and then probably psychology at my school, and then some sort of science or math. What is my #1 complaint about my school? I've got a lot, but I'm not gonna share them all because I don't want to bash the school, even though I didn't say its name. But I am wearing their sweatpants right now. The first complaint that I have about my school is that each class you only make like one friend, which really sucks. Like, there's a lot of people in there that are just too old to be in there. Last semester, my English class had a 68-year-old woman in it. I mean, shout out to you, because like school, that's pretty cool. That rhymed, I don't know why. Honestly, I made one friend in one of my classes, shout out to you. But yeah, she introduced me to all her friends, and I met all of them, and they weren't even in my classes, so. That's one way to make friends, if you know a friend who has friends. But yeah, that's one. And honestly, my last complaint, my 5th complaint for sure, is that I don't like college. I really don't, but I need it because I enjoy everything that college has to offer, but at the same time, I just don't like how hard it is. That's what I meant to say. College is it's just so stressful, and you know, as a student, you're literally told to get homework done in a matter of 2 hours or something before you go to work. Meanwhile, they're assigning you like an, I don't know, 2,000-page essay, 2,000-word essay, I'm sorry. 2,000 page, oh god. A 2,000-word essay, and you have to get it done before this deadline, but then you have to go to work. But then you also have to manage other things too in your life, which is your family life and other things like that. And if you don't show up to work, you don't get paid, which means you don't get to pay off college, blah 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 blah. So I don't really get the point of that. Alright guys, that wraps up my video on the top few benefits of community colleges and the non-benefits of community college. I will see you guys whenever I see you.